So this is a Patta collab with Nike, and it's the Air Huarache, and this one is in the black and cool grey colorway. And the reason I ended up buying these, I'm a big fan of the Huarache line in general, and this is obviously a Huarache Plus, and basically Patta have put their own sort of spin on it, and it comes in this nice sort of premium box, as you can sort of see here. And the inside, what you get is it's got this sort of theming around sort of running and lifestyle, I suppose casual wear as well, so that's why it's got the mix of the two. So you can see like there's this sweat towel that you get included with it, which is a nice extra. And then in typical Patta fashion, they also have this nice sort of paper as well, tissue paper. And then inside you got the sneakers themselves, and obviously with this pair there's no laces, and what they've done here is taken the Air Huarache Plus and basically changed the silhouette to allow a different midsole and outsole, which I like. And this is based off the, as far as I know, the Pegasus 40, and I think the 39, which a pair that I've got also has the same midsole as far as I know, and because the traction pattern seems the same to me as well. And this pair, it kind of looks really cool, and that's why I was sort of drawn to it. It's got like the mix of the old and the new, and like I said, because I'm a fan of the Huarache line anyway, I wanted to sort of see what these were like. And I did try them on earlier and just did a bit of an on-foot section, but as you can see here, this strap is basically laceless and is supposed to sort of keep you sort of locked in, and then you can sort of tighten this up. But so far what I found is just a thing of like it's not very, there's not that much room on here to allow you to basically have enough room in this band to allow your foot to get in there. And bearing in mind it does have a sort of sock liner, but it's just one of those things that I found that, you know, it doesn't let you quite in there, in my opinion. And this comes in a black and cool grey colorway, so as you can see here, and the cool grey is kind of on the inner lining and also on the toe box. And then you've got like the sock liner as well, with this kind of almost sort of I suppose sort of square sort of leopard print style in dark, and it's got the plus signature there as well. And then this also has sort of zoom air cushioning in the heel and also in the forefoot, so you'll get one in the back here and one in the forefoot. I didn't feel the forefoot one on this too much, so I'm sure that it does have one in the forefoot as well, because obviously it's a Pegasus midsole. And it also has this React foam, so this is the EVA foam that they use in this particular sneaker. It's not too compression, not like a Zoom X, but it's still okay. Like, it's not like I suppose the latest tech, but it works well, especially for casual wear. And also like the sock lining as well. So like I said, this is one of the features of Huaraches in general, and it just has a sort of nicer, sort of tighter fit, I guess, and keeps you sort of locked in. And that's what I like about that. And this is made up of all sorts of synthetic materials, really. This leather, it does feel like leather to me, but I'm not sure if it's actual proper leather, because it feels like it is, but it's also got sort of a smooth texture to it, so I'm not sure completely if it's sort of synthetic leather, because it's got like quite a thick cut, but at the same time it doesn't feel like a sort of standard leather where you've got the sort of grainy material. But I do like the clasp sort of strap going around it as well, instead of the laces. But it's, you know, it's got a cool sort of vibe to it, and these triangle sort of cutouts just makes it all the more interesting, in my opinion. And the price for this is £145, so kind of similar to a Pegasus trainer, if you will, maybe slightly more expensive, but probably expected because of it being a collab. So with the comfort and sizing, I think these are on the medium side, in my opinion. They're not too firm, like there is a bit of give there, and I would say they're more medium because the Zoom Air units in there provide that bit of cushioning and a bit of impact protection, but also that bit of softness as well. And the same with the React foam. I won't say it's too firm, but it's probably going more on the firmer side, but I still think it's more on the medium side, in my opinion. And because you use a runner, they have sort of good neutral support around the arch, so there it's like, you know, you've got a bit of a sort of arch going on in the insole, sort of contours around, which is really nice. And because of the sort of primarily sort of mesh sort of synthetic upper. You can see here the sock lining. These are sort of easily sort of worn, basically, without having to sort of break them in too much. I think the only break in time is basically, in my eyes, is trying to get your foot into here because it's quite tight. It does, I know like with Huaraches they have that anyway, but I found this one a particular struggle to sort of put on, so I'm not sure if that loosens up or whether that's a bit of an issue, because I tried undoing the clasp and basically allowing as much room as possible to sort of get in, but I still had sort of trouble. And I think the main culprit is probably this leather going around here, which doesn't give you enough sort of flex to get your foot inside. And if true to size, this did work for me, and Pegasus with going true to size will work fine. If you have a wide foot, you might sort of experience a bit of pain sort of on the pinky toe area or the forefoot area, but other than that it should be true to size for everyone, because it can fit quite long. And these also have really good traction in my opinion, so similar to the Pegasus that I've got, they work really well, especially they seem to be quite sort of durable and rugged as well, and give you that sort of stickiness, as you can sort of see. So with the look and style, it's got the classic Huarache styling with the sort of more updated midsole, and I think it looks quite cool actually. And if I would I prefer the original one? Yes, I would, and wish they sort of released it at the same time, but maybe they will release it. But I also do like the fact that they tried to sort of mix the old and the new, and it does obviously have that sort of sporty look to it, which is what is kind of in fashion at the moment, you know, with the Y2K runners. So this is kind of taking a leaf from that book, but basically updating it slightly in terms of the silhouette. And I think these are sort of mainly, if you're going to use them for casual, you know, these are sort of good sort of casual trainers really. I won't really be dressing these up. You can sort of wear them with sort of chinos and that kind of stuff, but I think this one's more of a casual, just, you know, the vibes. It does just give you sort of a runner shoe more so. And I do like this sort of black and white colourway, which is quite sort of simple on this one. And there are other pairs like the, I think it's called the sandwich colour one, and there's like a, sorry, I can't remember now, I think it's like a pink or a violet colour. And I like the fact that they're laceless, but like I said, they're a bit of a pain to sort of put on. But I do like the fact that, you know, you can sort of undo this and then kind of loosen it up to, you know, give you a bit more sort of space and a bit more sort of wiggle room. So with the final thoughts, I like the mix of the old and the new. I think it's really cool, and I wish Nike did this more, and I do applaud them for that. So I think if Nike can sort of continue on that and try and basically release a new version of certain models, I think, you know, I'm all for it and would like to see more of that. However, would I have preferred the original one? I'd probably say yes, but, you know, maybe that is coming out as well. And I also like the Zoom Air units in the heel and the forefoot. It just gives an extra bit of comfort. And I do like the towel that you get as well, so that's a quite sort of nice touch as well. So having this sort of towel is, you know, always extra, having extras is really cool and feels quite sort of premium to me. And just the sort of presentation of the box in general, as you can sort of see, they put a bit of effort into making sure that it's you know, worth the money. In terms of cons, I think the price is £145. It's probably a little bit on the high side. I would have preferred it if these retailed at £120, because they are a runner, and, you know, it is based off this Pegasus midsole, which I'm guessing, you know, they've released so many that they probably don't need to worry too much about the cost of that, because it's already tried and true, tested. And like I said earlier, the other cons is basically difficult to put on, so I found it extremely difficult compared to other Huaraches to put this on. I'm sure it will loosen up over time, but just so you're aware that you will have that issue, so just getting them on. But once you get them on, they feel really nice and really sort of, you know, you clamp down feeling. And the materials, they're not on the greater side, so I think, like I said, this leather doesn't feel like premium to me. I might be wrong on that, but it's one of those things. But obviously it's going to be sort of primarily synthetic materials anyway, being a runner. So the look and style, I'll give this a 4 out of 5. I think it's a really cool looking sneaker. I don't think it's you know, a must-have Huarache for me, like for compared to some of the other Huaraches, like the classic Huarache. That's more my, you know, more my cup of tea. And the comfort, I give that a 4. I think it's on, you know, it's comfortable enough. I wouldn't say it's as nice as a Zoom X Invincible Run 3, but, you know, it does the job, and I wouldn't be complaining about it if I was wearing these all day. I think for me, what I tend to have with the Pegasus is a bit of pressure underneath my forefoot from the air unit, so I'm not sure if this would sort of follow suit, and that's probably the reason why I wouldn't sort of keep these. And the quality, I give that a 4. I think it's good. You know, it's not like excellent, but the whole package together is worth. I suppose, you know, if you're sort of a fan of the Patta series and also a Huarache, then you know you probably want to pick these up. And the pricing, I give that a 4 as well. I think it's just priced slightly too high, but other than that, you know, I think you're getting a cool trainer for the price. And that's why overall I've given it a 4 out of 5. I think for me, for it to be a 5, I think, you know, I'd kind of want a bit better materials, and they should look at whether, you know, the design flaw of basically being able to get your foot in there and just creating a bit more space, or a bit more sort of leeway, or having a bit more sort of free space on this clasp area, this sort of strap, so you can get your sort of foot in there a bit easier. But other than that, I still think it's a cool thing of having the old and the new together, which is always nice to see.